Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-September 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libra collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my gods. Talk to me. What do we got for Libra here in mid-September? We're getting very close to Libra season. What's going on? What energies, messages, insights can we pull for our good friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Libra in mid-September. Beautiful time of year, my friends. What's happening, my gods? Talk to me. What do we have? There it is, nice and quick. All right, so energetic connections, very important here. And for a portion of you, especially if there's distance between you and another individual, it's showing up with this. But I feel like this card has some simple themes to it, but at the same time, there's a lot under the surface, which has been a theme I've been getting for a lot of the Zodiac this week. But we'll go into that more in depth. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card in particular. So we see this illustration. There's the man standing there. There's a woman. It looks like she's coming out of the mirror. To me, this does imply some distance between the two. Now, to me, this gives me Two of Cups type of vibe. So whether it's a very important individual, someone that you still have an emotional tie or connection with, like there is a very strong bond between these two individuals, even if there is some distance. Now, we don't always have to go the route of partnerships because, you know, I'm like a catch-all type of reader. I like to look at the big picture. So when I see this card, it could just be about what you have those energetic ties to. Now, it's my personal belief that when we form bonds with people, whether it's romantic, friendship, family members, there is some sort of energetic cord. There's an energetic exchange. And this card does illustrate that, because although these people are separated, there's also a connection of energy. Okay, so Spirit could easily be saying like, hey, Libra, maybe pay attention to who and what you're connected to in this time. Is it a place? Is it a person? Should you be giving this much energy to this? Should you be giving more energy to something else? It all really depends on your personal situation. But to me, this is all about those energetic ties that we have and whether they're good, bad, or indifferent for us. So we're just going to leave it as is. Let's get into tarot now. We'll see if we get some similar themes. And I always say the first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. So let's shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Libras. What is happening, my gods and spirit team? And yeah, while we get this shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. There was a warning, and the reading was titled an explosive warning. There was a lot of fire, air energy mixing around, and it's like I was picking up a bit of a volatility. Now, normally, from what I know about you beautiful Libras, there's usually a nice balance around you, or you're good. Like when things aren't right, you're good at setting them right. There's like a beautiful balance. That's the best way I could put it. I was not feeling that last week. I felt like there was like energy going this way, energy going that way, like situations that could spin out of control or situations that could just pick up steam really quick, not slow and steady and balanced. So hopefully things have been okay for you. Remember that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, but let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for the Libras, please. What is happening in mid-September? Quick. 2 Pentacles, that's one of the cards I do link to you. There's universal energy attached to this, and there's that balance that I was going on a little tangent about right there. Okay, so maybe this is good. Maybe this is a good result coming in. Let's get a couple more. What do we have for Libra? Thank you. There you are with the Queen of Swords, very stern, very serious. Okay, we're going to have to definitely look at this a little further. That's for sure. What do we have? So I have 2 cards that could represent the Libra collective showing up in a powerful position. What is happening? Thank you. All right, 9 of Wands. So this is a little bit of a blockage. Okay, so there could be somebody feeling a little bit stuck with this type of vibe. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about this, because again, just like that very first card, I feel like there's a complexity to these first 3. let's go through. I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, we do have a mixture of things happening here, Libra. We got some earth energy, we have air energy, we have fire. So the fire-air mix is still here. We have this card that could be you. This one, even though it's earthy, I feel like that's Libra energy with the balance. But notice, this energy has its back to the good and it's looking at the problem. So there could be a situation or a problem that's taken up a lot of your focus. If not, there might be certain things that have you feeling a little stuck in the muck. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out, because I feel like it's a bit of a mixed bag. Position number one, we're starting with an extremely harmonious type of card, and it's why I link it to the Libra Collective. The Two of Pentacles. So we see this individual, and there's an infinity symbol here, so it does connect to karmic energies, karmic ties. But notice in balancing out or juggling these two pentacles. So when I see this, I do think of like a nice harmonious type of vibe. Now, twos in tarot could represent partnerships, like we saw with the Oracle. It could represent decisions and choices, something that's early on, like, so whether it's a new venture or a new area you're headed towards. But again, it's just simply in a state of balance, or as best it could get. Now, when we get to the challenge of this card, because remember, I always give you both sides of the coin. The Two of Pentacles could be very much imbalanced, or something that's just not right now. The Two of Pentacles could also represent somebody that has a lot of energies affecting them. They're juggling a lot of things, juggling a lot of energies. So whether you're busy, or there's just a lot of things that you're dealing with and it's giving you like an energetic overload, that's what this could be. But again, the way the picture is presenting itself to me, it's reading like a storyboard. Because as we move over to the center, we have a card that could represent you. Now, remember, it's not gender specific. The Queen of Swords is big Libra energy right there. And its back is to this Two of Pentacles, but looking towards this problematic 9. So I do feel like naturally you might either be in problem solving mode, or there could be certain situations where you're like very much focused on it, especially with this very first card we had in the beginning, like watching where your energy and intention and emotion is heading. Now, the Queen of Swords, aside from representing you or other air signs, is a very powerful energy. She is a planner. She is straight up no nonsense, truthful to a fault. When you see the Queen of Swords, there are no games involved with this energy. Sometimes the Queen of Swords could represent cutting certain things away. If we're talking about conversation, it's just to the point, very honest, shrewd. And I also say that it's a serious energy. So whether it's a situation you need to take seriously, maybe this is someone that's a little more strict than they normally are, like it's not as emotionally soft when we see this. Another thing with the Queen of Swords, in its harshest sense, it could represent someone who's quite cold, okay, a little unfeeling, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying that's necessarily the case. There's a big energy of planning around her as well, and the fact that I have a 2 next to her, and then we have her right after, there is some sort of strategy and planning that could be going on, or that needs to happen. Moving to the back end, this is where we get to the little bump in the road, because we have the 9 of Wands. So this is the wounded warrior. This represents somebody that's been through some things. They don't want to go through them again. This person looks a little bit tired, right? And notice that there's a big wall erected. Now, when it comes to the positive aspects of this, it could be someone that's just protective of who and what they care about, who and what they love. Like, it's just territorial, like I'm watching, I'm on point. There's something I'm analyzing here with this, especially with this plan-based type of energy. There's a certain scrutiny that I'm picking up. So whether it's a problem, a situation that you're really picking apart in your brain, or again, like I said, not paying attention to the silver lining of something and hyper focus to fix this, whatever this might be to you, whether it is a situation or a problem. I also say sometimes with the 9 of Wands, there's an energy of rejection. So for a portion of you, there might be a certain situation or even an individual where it's like, I'm putting my wall up. I'm not dealing with that right now. But again, it has a big focus of attention. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Libra. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's see what's happening here. What do we got for the Libras? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that 2 of Pentacles. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Libra, you drop it right in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, 2 of Pentacles time. What's happening here? Why is that 2 of Pentacles here? Thank you. Death card. Okay, so we are getting karmic energy here, Libra. Death card does not always have to be a bad thing. If you're new to tarot, don't get nervous about this. This is Scorpio energy, so I do feel with the way this energy is presenting itself, there could be a situation or something that you might be purposely putting to the side for now, where it's like, I don't have the energy to deal with this right now. I don't know why it's coming through like that. For a portion of you, there's also a great vibe here of coming to peace with something. Okay, so keep that in mind. It doesn't always have to be a challenge. The Death card to me is change. Okay, it's transformation. It's very similar, and it is Scorpio energy, so it's extremely karmic in nature, and it could speak about things that we've been through. It could represent endings. So like when I see it underneath the 2 of Pentacles with the Queen's back to it, I feel like it's either those 2 things. Either it's something where it's like, I don't have the ability to even look at that at the moment. I'll handle that later. So there might be something you're pushing to the wayside for the time being, but there's also this possibility to really heal from something and accept it when this card is here. So we're just going to keep moving. Again, this karmic energy too, because we have the infinity symbol here with the 2. The Death card is very karmic. I want to see how that plays through the rest of the reading. So we do have these karmic archetypes, which can be good depending. Let's keep moving. Let's see what the Queen of Swords has to say. Let's see what the Queen has. And I really want to get over to the 9 of Wands. So why is the Queen of Swords here for Libra, please? Thank you. Knight of Swords. Okay. Okay. So I remember very early in the reading, I was speaking about like what you're focused on. And I do think it's important that you balance out your view of whatever situation you're going through. Because some of you could be looking at things, I don't want to say a little too extreme. So for some of you, there's always a gray area. And if anyone would understand that, that would be Libra. Nothing is ever perfectly great, and nothing is ever treacherously horrible. Generally, yeah, like certain things lean different ways, but there are gray areas where it's like, okay, well, it's not all bad. It's definitely not all good. There is some sort of in between. The Queen is looking towards the problem. This one is looking towards the path. So I do feel like, yeah, there's this certain weighing of something like, okay, what is it? What is it? But if there is a situation or a problem that you're dealing with, just watch that you don't fall into too big of an extreme. Okay, with whatever situation it is, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. For some of you, if it's something that seems good and it looks good, don't get too fanatical about it. But then again, if it's something that's not good for you or it's not right, you don't have to get fanatical about that either. I don't know why this energy is coming through, because usually Libra energy is not like that. Libra is the antithesis of fanatical type of energy. The Knight of Swords, very stern and serious too. So when I see it around all this karmic energy and this here in the front, yeah, there could be a serious situation that you're dealing with, or one that could pop up. If that's not the case, there could be something that's on your plate right now that you should take seriously, that it does deserve your attention. I just do feel like with whatever this situation it is, it's important to not get too extreme in either way. Okay, so there is a serious energy and situation at play. Let's go in on the 9 of Wands. And yeah, let's see what the 9 of Wands has to say. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. Very peculiar. This isn't the usual Libra type of energy I'm used to. And I can say this, for some of you, if that's not you, this could be someone else you're connected to, that they're a little too extreme in their ways. Like either it's like great, best there ever is, best there ever was, and like super fantastical, or it's like treacherous and terrible. I feel like there's no gray area here for some reason. Let's go in on the 9 of Wands. A lot of you already know the world is too complex to think in like black and white only. There's always gray area. So let's go and see what that 9 of Wands says. Why is the 9 of Wands here? Thank you. Okay. Empress in reverse, that's another one of your cards. So I do feel, since there is an abundance, I would say 4 of the 6 cards here, Libra, are ones that I connect personally to you. So when I see it in a reading for you weekly, whether this is how someone's viewing you or you just have a lot going on internally, like there is a really strong self-focus here. Now, when I see the Empress, your card, in reverse underneath the 9 of Wands, yeah, there is something that is a tough nut to crack. Okay, so whether it is this serious situation or whether it's something where you feel it's like, oh, I can't attain it. It's like whatever like however close I get, the goalposts keep moving. That's like the energy I'm picking up here. It's like, okay, well, once I reach here, the goalposts are moved. Like, I feel like it's something that's very difficult to attain. So whether it's that situation or something else, like, I don't feel like this is an in-your-face rejection. I just feel like it's something where the goalposts continue to move, or at least it feels like that. This is very peculiar. Now, I will say this about the Empress. The fact that she's in reverse underneath the Nine of Wands does tell me that whatever this situation or problem is, isn't a permanent one. Okay, because if she was in the upright, I would be like, oh, this is very planted. This is something that's going to last for a very long time. The fact that she's in reverse does tell me that the energy will eventually soften and resolve, which is a good thing. But at the same time, I just get this frustration here where it's like, all right, well, what is blocking me here? Or like, why isn't this working right? There could be something where it's very difficult to figure out, like, well, why can't this just come together? Why does it keep moving forward? So let's go through and do a quick recap here. I would say out of all the zodiac signs, yours is the most unique this week so far. But if you look in the box before we get to the shadow card, position number 1, we have a double down of karmic energy. And to point out, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, Empress. These are all cards that I link to Libra energy. So when I see these double down karmic energies and with the Queen to her back to it, I feel like there might be one situation where it's like, all right, well, I don't really have the energy to deal with that right now. So there could be something you're like moving to the side and deciding to approach that at another time. For another portion of you, there is like this karmic change, transformation happening. Moving to the center, we have the Queen of Swords with the Knight of Swords. I said watch out for thinking in extremes or any person you're connected to that's too extreme one way or another. I think it's more about finding the gray area, but I also feel like there's a situation that it's either serious or that you should take it seriously with this energy here. Moving to the back end, we have the Nine of Wands with the Empress in reverse. Yeah, it's something that's not permanent, but it's taken up a vast majority of somebody's attention. And to me, it feels like somebody moving the goalpost, or like every time you get close to something, it's like it's almost unattainable. It feels like to me. So, but again, the energy will resolve. That's a good thing. So yeah, please take a screenshot if you want to look into these further, my friends. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. That was different. So let's see what we have. What's in the shadows for Libra, please? And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end, just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yes, you made it to this point in reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, shadow card time. What's in the shadows here for the Libras? Thank you. Okay, Eight of Pentacles. All right, so there's something that you probably should not fully give up on. Okay, so if you've been having like feelings like something's a little too much work or something's a little too rough, when I get the Eight of Pentacles in the shadows, it's like, no, keep working towards it. Like, don't give up on something just yet. Like, there's something that still might need a little bit more of your effort here. I will also say this for a portion of you, when the Eight of Pentacles shows up in the shadows, this could represent issues in regards to career or money in general. So just be careful about that in this time. Make sure you're spending wisely when this energy is in the mix. But I do feel like there is something that you should still continue to put energy towards, even with all the stuff we were saying within the reading itself. Okay, just don't overwork yourself. Don't put too much energy in, like nice and balanced. So yeah, Libra, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the September subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks of all time, the beautiful Wizard's Tarot. It's gorgeous and it works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, where would you like to go for your dream vacation? What are you manifesting? Let me know. Let's bring it to fruition. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again.